Okay, I am trying to make up a short video on using the program gdevelop 5. It is my preferred language for writing a computer game. No coding as such. You're still doing the same basic idea. So we're going to go down to create an empty game. What I want to do first thing you have to do in the game is every game has to have a room, a level, whatever you call it. So we're going to call this first one um, uh, rename. We're going to call it drag block. Now we're going to make a second level, and we're just going to call this one rename. I'm going to call it end. It'll be the end of the game. Now let's go back to our drag block part. I don't really like this color, so if we want to change the color, we go to that blue thing and we go over to edit scene properties. Click on it and let's make it to a green. Okay, let's go okay. There, that's a good color. Okay, so now we're going to add an object. We're going to add a sprite. We're going to call our first block point block. This will be the block we'll be worried about moving. Now we have to go over here to add an animation. Now, if you can pick any video or any picture file you want, as long as it's supported by the system. We're not going to worry about that so much because we're just going to edit with Pistol and make our own. You cannot do this with the online version, but it'll work with this. So let's pick blue. Blue's a nice color. Oops, I forgot to correct. Make sure it's changed. Let's go there. Let's go back there. Blue. So let's go save. Get a blue block saved. We're going to make this block. We're going to give it a behavior. So we're going to add a behavior. We're going to make this block where we can drag it. I don't know all the coding for all of this with other systems, but it does make computer programming pretty easy. Drag that over there. Now we have that block. So if we were to go up and hit the play button, we could drag this block around. It's an okay thing to do. So now, okay, happy block. Now we're going to make a new object. We're going to go make another sprite. We're going to call this base. It'll be our base where we're going to drag all the other blocks to. Don't have to give this one a behavior. We need to add a picture to it. But this one again, we're going to create a new picture. Let's just leave it as black. Okay, let's see. Got a black block on there now. So let's go apply, grab it, and drag it over to here, and we're going to there. We're going to expand it. We'll expand it to right here. Now, what we're going to do is now we're going to make a game out of it. So we're going to go over here to the events. Events are where the coding basically takes place. So we go add an event, add a condition. We go point block. What do we want? We want our point block to have a collision. So we're going to click on collision with the base block. Around. So we go OK. So when this happens, when the point block has a collision with the base, it's going to go to the point block is where this command is going to affect. And we're going to type in DE, and all we have to do is DE. It deletes an object. What object is going to delete is going to automatically delete this. If I hadn't clicked on this, it would have asked me who I wanted to delete. We're just going to make it delete that. So we're going to go play again. And we got this block, we'll move around and we move it up to here, and it deletes. Easy enough. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to the drag blocks. We're going to add a counter in here. We're going to, actually, before we do that, we'll make a text box, and let's make it 40, and we're not going to worry about the text in it right at this time. We're just going to drag it down to over here. So now, how hot my computer is, the fan kicked on. Okay, so now we're going to go up here to game settings. We're going to create a global variable. So add a global variable, and we're going to put our variable as 3. Whoops, variable 3. We're going to put our variable to score. That's an easy thing for me to remember. Now we're going to set the value to 3. Then we're going to hit apply. Now we're going to just make sure that did 3. Okay, apply. Now we're going to go back over here to our command. We're going to say scene. We're going to go down here to at the beginning of the scene. We're going to OK. We're actually going to move this up. Move it up so it's at the top, because I like at the beginning to be at the top. Okay, so we're going to add an action. So now it's going to relate to this, and we're going to modify the text. This is going to change the text. Choose an operation. We're going to set it equal to. We're going to make the value global variable string. We're going to make it equal to 4. Now that's going to change the value of this variable that we just made over here to, I think it'll be 3. So we're going to go, let's just play for a second. See, and it put our value to 3. Now we got to make the value do something. So, or we got to make it do something. So right here, we make it delete the point, but we're going to make it do something else. When they have a collision, we are going to points. Or no, wait, messing up. Okay, so we've already had a collision. We're going to go global variable. We're going to change the value of the global variable. Global variable is score. And we're going to go subtract. We're going to make the value of the subtraction worth 1. So go OK. Now, after this, just so that we keep our text, because it's not going to change the text any. The text is still going to be what it was originally, unless we modify it. So now we're going to text object. We're going to modify the score, modify the text, equal to, we're going to say global variable string score in parentheses. So now we go OK again. So now what this does is starts out with a score of 3. And every time we move one of these blocks up, it deletes the block and it changes the variable score to -1, and it updates the text box to show what the new score is. So let's go back over to our drag blocks and let's add another two blocks. So now we have another 2 blocks. So we're going to go to, now we're going to go to play. So we're going to drag the blocks up, and now the score is at 0. This is all great. Now we're going to add another if state, if. And we're going to say global, the value of the global variable score when it is equal to the value of 0. So we go OK. Now we're going to make the value of when it reaches 0, we're going to have it move on to the next level. So we're going to put scene. We're going to change the scene. We're going to put it to the end. So now we hit OK, and this is what should happen. So we will play. 1, 2, 3, and boom, it moves us to the end level. Now, that's cool. Let's do something with our end level. So let's go back up here. Let's go to our end level. Let's create an object. Let's create a text. We're going to put it to 40. And we're going to change the text to play again. Now we hit apply and rename the object, but that's kind of a no-no. Now you don't know what this object is for, but since we only have one object, we're not going to sweat it right now. So we go back over to here. Now we're going to say mouse. The mouse button is pressed, touched, or held. I don't really like that one anymore because it's really bad if you're dealing with audio. So I'm going to say when the mouse button is released. We are, whoops, I forgot to choose the mouse button. So let's choose the mouse button left. That's our primary button. Okay, so if the mouse button is pressed and is left and is over, down, right this one right here, the cursor touch on the object. So it's on top of this object. We're going to go OK. So the mouse button is over this object and it is pressed. Then we're simply going to go change the scene back to drag block. Now, we're going to have a big error right here, but I just want to show it to you. So we're going to move this one up, and this one up. Boom. Now we hit play again. Oh, play again. Play again. It just flickers back. That's because it thinks all the blocks are gone. They are. So we're going to go back over here to our global variable. We are going to change this 0. That's what it is right now. And we're going to go apply. So now we're going to go back over to drag blocks events. We're going to say at the beginning of the scene, we are going to do global variable. So we're value of global variable score. And we're going to say global we're already value of the global variable, and getting ahead of myself, is 3. So now we just go OK. So, but we're going to have to change this because otherwise it's going to say it's 0. So now it is set to 3. Remove these blocks, takes them away, it goes to the next level. But when it comes back to this level, rather than being at 0, because at the beginning of this scene, it adds 3 to it. So it just continues in a circle. So we are going to do 3, play again, and it jumps back to 3 because we've told it to go back to 3. Play again. Now, this game could be fun. You could make a match. Bring this over here to the match. Like I've made a game before for some of my students that says 1 through 5. They've got a bunch of colored numbers down here between 1 and 5. Up here they have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have to drag the numbers up to the correct ones. It gives them something that they can do on a computer. So anyway, there's many different varieties. I've had shapes. I've had up here for triangles, over here for squares, over here for whatever. And then I was able to slide the different shapes here and there. And then I was able to keep track of their points. Instead of subtracting, I added a point when they put it in the right spot. They put it in the wrong spot, they didn't get a point. And that way I could tell how their thoughts were on the different shapes. If they could match the squares, match the triangles, match the circles. And that was a good way for me to progress monitor their learning. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will make some more tutorials like this in the future. Thank you.